Hey, it's the final round and the first round. My name is Jordan. This is Luka. I figured after the last video, need to bring in the good luck charm, bring out the big weapons. Yes, Luka and Jordan. That is, someone said that is one hell of a backcourt. You will see images that come up on the screen. Those will be from a data app called Outlier. There'll be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial for Outlier. And as someone in the comments said, Outlier misses 80% of the time. Outlier is just a data app that stores data, historical data. It does not make any picks. You just look at the information pretty much, and you make decisions based off what your analysis is. But last game, we saw the Thunder really change up their rotations. It didn't really make sense based off what they were doing previously. I don't know why they just won game two, using Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren as kind of a two big type lineup, but they kept bringing in Hartenstein for a couple minutes and then taking him right off, and it just didn't make sense, a lot of their rotations. And while I feel like they're trying to figure things out, even though they did win game two, the Pacers seem to have their formula down, and you know what it's going to be. They're going to go fast. Their second unit is going to be on the floor pretty much at the same time, more often than not, and they work really well together. So my first pick is going to be TJ McConnell over 10.5 points plus assists to help run that second unit. Last video, I did not take any players from the home team, which I had been doing all playoffs long. Was just taking players pretty much from the home team. But this is at minus 135. What you see on the screen is his head-to-head versus the Thunder. So you see the last three games in the playoffs versus Thunder, 2 regular season games and then 2 seasons last year. This is a 100% hit rate in the past 2 seasons. I like that his potential assists have gone up in this series, up to about 8.5 potential assists a game. And he's just playing in like 15 to 18 minutes, just coming in and running that offense for the second unit, getting guys open, finding open guys. And he's not a point guard who's looking to take a bunch of threes. He will take it if it's open. Sometimes they just leave him wide open and he'll take it, and he can knock it down a good amount of times. But he really likes to get into the paint and just make the defense collapse, which opens up shooters, guys like Ben Mathurin, who had a really good game last game. And a pretty good game the game before. Now Ben Mathurin's on watch, and the Thunder are on notice, and they have to game plan a little bit more for him. So I know a lot of people are going to be on Ben Mathurin, and I think that's fine. But TJ McConnell has just quietly been consistent throughout these playoffs and just throughout his past 2 seasons against the Thunder. So 8.5 potential assists. That takes you to around 4 to 5 assists a game if you're converting at about half, which is a good conversion rate. But he's doing a little bit better than that. And then field goal attempts, he shot 6, 7, and 8 literally in the first 3 games, and he's shooting at a 57% rate. So he's taking high percentage shots, normally getting into the paint and taking like a 10-footer or 8 to 10-footer, just this little jump shot that he has. That he likes to take. And then, like I said, every once in a while he'll get that open 3 where they just leave him open, but he's always just moving and constantly trying to make an impact on the game. So I like TJ McConnell in this game at home, where if the Pacers really take this and go up 3-1, I've honestly been doubting the Pacers, even through the Cleveland series. I know Cleveland was injured. I'm a Cavaliers fan, so yeah, it hurts. But even after that, I was like, okay, let's see how they do against the Knicks. But it just still it didn't feel like they were for real. But now, even after the comeback against the Thunder in Game 1, it was like, okay, well, the Thunder are just gonna take over. That was just a mishap, which Pacers had done to every other team that they played in these playoffs. But Pacers are for real now, and they got my respect. I know it took forever, but I was just thinking of these games as the Thunder really just blowing them out, or having just a really nice lead and never letting it go. And it's just my whole thought process on the Pacers has changed. So I'm looking at this as Pacers really have a good shot to go up 3-1. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh no, Thunder coming back with a vengeance. Like, where was that vengeance in game 3? Like, they're going to be both playing as hard as they can. And Pacers are for real. And it's they have a real shot at being NBA champions, which is just crazy to think about. A big part of that is their second unit. So I do like TJ McConnell. If you guys could, please like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You could just put a 4 for game 4. That helps get this video out there for more people to see. And also, if you only use Prizepicks, you want to get away from it, or if you just want more options where you can check out different payouts to see if they're better than Prizepicks, check out Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, ChalkBoard, or better. Underdog Fantasy is matching your first deposit up to $1,000. The rest are doing it up to $100. Links are in the description. That'll take you there. Promo code is FINALROUND11. And this next pick's probably going to burn me, so you can fade me and take the opposite. Which would have done well for you last game. Just that game was kind of like the opposite of any reads that you could take data-wise. So it's pretty much you just make your picks without looking at any data, and you probably would have done better in game 3, which I'm not selling my play very well here. But it's Pascal Siakam under 7.5 rebounds at -120. I talked about in game 2 or for game 2, after game 1, he went up against the Knicks, who were the toughest rebounding team or team to rebound against in the NBA this season, and he did not go over one time. And we cashed a lot of unders on him. So he started game 1 and got 10 rebounds, which he was doing against the Thunder. And Thunder, I believe, was the 7th most rebounds they were giving up in the NBA. But since then, he had just 7, which in that second game, we hit the over on 6.5. But watching that game, there was one possession where he had 2 long offensive rebounds off missed 3-pointers that just came right back to him, and it was kind of a lucky over, to be honest. So that's just not a type of play that's going to happen often, where, you know, one possession you're going to have multiple offensive rebounds just fall to you and you don't even have to move. So his rebound chances went down to 11 in game 2. He still went under this line even with that that one possession where he got a couple of offensive rebounds. And then he got 9 rebound chances in game 3. So he's kind of going back down to those habits where he was against the Knicks and going under this line. So I'm going to be betting the under here. I feel like it's a strong under. Just one really good rebounding game in the past 2 series. And then, last time I took Chet on the under because it looked really good, and then he ended up with 10. -120, I don't mind this play. And then this last pick, got to go back to Old Faithful. Game 1, I took Cason Wallace over 1.5 blocks plus steals, -120. He surprisingly started that game, and he has started in every game in this series. He played a lot of minutes in that game, and I noticed his plus-minus was the worst on the team. His minutes did come down, as I had thought, since his plus-minus was so bad. And then about 10 less minutes still coming from the starting lineup. He's been more productive that way, so he's kind of stayed in the 20s for his minutes, but he's still getting the blocks and steals done. This is a play that's got a 72% hit rate on the year, and something he has done in all 5 games versus the Pacers this season. So looking for him to continue to get this done. Last game, it was down to like -150, so that's why I'm going back to it, because I see it's at -120 again, and we can get a decent payout for it. So it's Cason Wallace over 1.5 blocks plus steals. So if you guys would like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there, talk about NBA, WNBA, baseball, all that good stuff. NHL is going on, the Stanley Cup finals is going on. That is completely free. Hop on in there. And then the recap was not a good day overall. Isaiah Hartenstein over rebounds, barely played, did not go over. Chet Holmgren under 8.5 rebounds, had not gone over in the past 2 series, and just happened to get 10. So he went over, he got the 9 and then he went over again. I have a feeling he's going to go back under again because rebounds are just literally just falling right into his lap, and it just looked like it was inevitable. And it's just one of those plays that becomes popular one day and then people kind of forget about it and don't want to go back to it. But I have a feeling if you go back to it, it'll probably work out for you on the under for rebounds there for him. And then I had Alex Caruso under 2.5 assists. He was not getting potential assist at all in this series or at all versus the Pacers all season long, and he ends up with 4. He had 2 like in the first quarter. So yeah, it was just a bad day. And there was one more. I had Shea for steals, and he did not get a steal at all. He ended up with 3 blocks. So he had a ton of steals in the first 2 games, and then gets none and gets 3 blocks. So it's just like it was opposite day pretty much. Just one of those days where you just have to, forget it, learn from it, do your best. It's the playoffs, adjustments are made and everything, and you just have to do your best. And if you're putting money on it, you just try to have fun. So I'm gonna get this edge and get it out to you all. God bless you. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.